Hello everyone, this is Ryan Ellis, and I'm here on location in Mexican town, Detroit. On location for what? Well, I suppose we're, couple miles from where Lee's Monroe Music stood for 25 years here in Detroit, 1959 to 1984. And I just have one question for you. The Detroit Race Riot, 1968, Hudsons, you had a coat there. And you can carry on the story from there. That's your connection to the Detroit Race Riots happened at Hudsons many years ago. What's that? 50
No, it didn't happen at Hudson. It happened on 12th Street.
Where the store was? Was it at a Hudson store?
No, you talking about where the race riot started?
No, your connection to the race riots, because you went to Hudsons. The race riots were going on. You were there because you had ordered a coat from Hudsons. And
No. I hadn't ordered a coat. I said I was saying about I was with the key was at a funeral.
A funeral?
Yeah,
I'm saying during the race riots.
No, it wasn't during the race. I don't know when it was.
Okay, I'm asking your race riot story. During the race riots.
Well, I don't know anything about the race riot. I know they was killing. I stayed in. They didn't affect me.
Well, no, you said a story before. During the race riots, you had ordered a jacket, a coat, at Hudsons. I think it was like the nicest coat you'd had to that point. And you were so excited to get this coat, so you go over there to Hudsons and to pick it up finally. It was ready, they said. And you come to find that people had broken in because they were looting everywhere in Detroit.
No, that was the cleaners.
Oh, at a dry cleaner.
Dry cleaners on Linwood.
Okay, so
I said that when they broke into the race riot started, I was going to get to the cleaners to take my clothing out of the cleaners.
Yeah.
Because they was burning down everything. They wasn't downtown race rioting. They was in the neighborhood. On Dexter and Linwood and places in black neighborhood, their own people. That's where the race riot started, on 12th Street. And my store was on Burlingame and Linwood. Not my store, the cleaners. I was living on Richardson and Wildermere, right behind there. So I go by there every day. So I want to go and get my clothing out because of race riot. When I get to there on Linwood and Burlingame, they was breaking the window out, climbing in there, taking out the cleaners, the used clothes, stealing them. That's what they did. And my suit, I had a sport coat I had bought from Hudson. There was a real nice one. First time I had it in there to be clean. And they took that, and all my shirts, because I had my shirts done anyway every week. I had my shirts done, at the laundry, and I would pick them up. That's what happened with the race riot. But I wasn't connected. I didn't go in the race riot. I was downtown. I didn't go in the neighborhood. I didn't go nowhere.
One thing I find interesting, I've talked to dozens of people over the past 7 years. I call them old timers, who lived through the Detroit Race Riots. And anecdotally, at least for myself, what I've heard has always been the same story. Every person told me how they looted places, usually liquor stores, because they wanted to get booze. You are the only person that was looted from during the race riots that I've ever heard, tell their own story. Actually, I'm sorry, there's a third story. I knew a guy, he just came back from fighting in Vietnam, and he didn't know what was going on. He was fighting in the war. He was overseas. He comes back, he's driving through Detroit. I think it's his girlfriend at the time. He had his old beat up Ford that he was fixing up, and people surrounded his car, and he had to climb up on the roof, and he just happened to have a shotgun, and that's the only reason he says that he survived, is that they were going to beat him up or worse, and he happened to have a gun on him. But you are the only person that I've heard from the Detroit Race Riots, in person, you were robbed from, and...
Well, a lot of people had stuff, a lot of black people had things taken, they didn't have no cut on what they stole, what they got. They got anything they could get, cars, furniture, whatever they get. If you had a business, they tore up your business too. Don't care if you were black.
What do you remember was the cause for things to quiet down finally? Do you remember what changed it all to bring peace back?
No, put people in jail. No, I don't. Not no more than that. There's a lot of people went to jail for that. They got, and I guess that's what stopped them.
Yeah. Were you scared?
Of course. Of course.
You okay? This is maybe a paltry comparison. You as a kid, you'd get caught in storms, and you'd be afraid of getting struck by lightning. Of course, then you'd hide under a tree, the worst place to be.
Right.
You had different brushes with fate or with death. In your youth, but compared to all that, was that the most scared you'd been in your life? Or had you been more scared or as scared previously?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about being scared. It just, you scared. You scared. I'm scared a lot of time, man. I don't know. I guess when I was scared I've been in my life when I walking through the woods at night and dark.
As a kid in
As a
El
kid,
Dorado.
don't know what's out there gonna eat me up or not. You understand? I used to go to work early in the morning through the woods, take the shortcut through the woods, and come up in the field, climb over the field, and walk through the field, trying to get there in a short way to feed the rabbits. I got 50 cents a day. When I got out of school, I got off the bus there and fed them in the evening, gave them water, and then walked home through the damn woods. Yeah, I was scared a lot of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, a lot of time I've been scared. I don't know what was the most scared, but as a kid I was scared then. I don't know. Every time you hear something in the woods, you don't know what might be.
Exactly.
Something gonna eat me up.
See, that's interesting. The fear of the unknown as opposed to the known.
Right.
If you can face it, if you can hear it up ahead, but if you're in a pitch black forest and it could be coming from anywhere, of course, yeah, that would be more scary.
Right. You'd be scared. Been scared a lot of times. We lived in the house, scared. Go in the house, might be a snake in the bed and all that kind of shit. Yeah, I've been scared a lot of. I had a hard life coming up. A lot of people had a hard life, but hey,
you really had a hard life.
That's part of the gig. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there anymore, but hey, I went through. It ain't always been.
You're a strong
lot of people
man.
have been that way, and they're millionaires and billionaires today, but they had a hard life. Maybe in the early life, nobody know that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a crisis out there.
Yeah.
So everybody, that's why everybody should respect everybody. You don't know what he went through with.
I feel like every 20 years, Detroit has a race riot in the 40s and the 60s, in the 80s. In the tricentennial, we skipped it in 2000, and I think around 2020 we had another one. Every 20 years. So you lived through a number of race riots in your lifetime.
No, we just had one race riot here.
Big one, yeah. Do you have any happy memories from 1968?
Every year there's happy memory, but I don't know specifically what. I don't know a lot of. It's not. I got a lot of happy memories. I can kind of be happy all the time. I had a great life.
Amen. Well, I want to end this on a high note.
But I had a great life.
Amen.
I've been good. I mean, I had lived good. I had.
Yeah.
So I ain't got no complaint. I had issues. Everybody had some kind or another. If it ain't nothing but sickness.
Only a man.
Right, yeah. In the hospital, they got pacemakers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I ain't had none of that. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm blessed.
Praise God.
All
right, well, thank you very much, Mr. Canady.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.